So as you know, this is my bike. It's the SL6 Trek Gen 8 2025 model. I actually bought this back on the 20th of July 2024. So although it was a 25 model, I bought it in 24. Today is the 14th of July 2026, so it's almost 2 years old, bar 6 days. Changed a few little bits and pieces on it since I've bought it. Main thing, or most costliest thing that I've changed, is the wheel set. Put a set of Zip 303S's on, changed from the original Bontrager standard wheels, which I keep as winter wheels. So they've not gone away, so I pop them on in the winter, and just when the roads conditions not so good. Changed the cassette to an 1136 12 speed. The idea of that was I was going to put it on when I took the bike abroad. But I actually like riding with it on, so I've left that on. Don't really need it on the UK road, especially where I am. Fens, it's all flat land anyway, but yeah, just left it on anyway. Changed the saddle to a Specialized, I think it's the S-Works mirror. So that's a lot more comfortable. That's a 3D printed seat. Put on the Rally Garmin single-sided power meter pedals. What else have I changed? Changed the handlebar setup, so it was a two-piece, quite bulky, 40 centimeters by 90. This one's 38 by 90. Appearance-wise, it looks a lot neater. Obviously, all the cables are now fully buried. It feels a lot narrower. I'm going to take it out for a ride tomorrow morning just to see what it feels like on the road. But sitting on it and just holding on to it, it feels a lot narrower. Had a real hard time with Trek with this one. Everything comes individually, so you buy the bars, but then you have to order or buy the spacers, the splitter and the top cap. So I was able to pick up the spacers from Trek in Battersea, they had them in stock, splitter from Trek in St Albans, and then I had to wait 7 weeks for the top cap to come in. So yeah, not ideal. You would think, being essential to fitting it to the Trek bikes, they'd have it all in stock, or better still, sell it with the bars in one piece. But no, Trek don't do that. Then you have to buy the out front mount for your Garmin or your Wahoo separately. Again, that doesn't come with the puck for fixing your Garmin or your Wahoo to the mount. So again, that's a two-piece setup that you have to buy separately. And then I've added on an Insta 360 X4 mount for the front. Again, I had to order that in and buy that in. I got a good deal on that. To buy from Frames and Gear, that would have cost me £45, but I think I paid about £10 on eBay for it. So that's my bike. Got to say, after 2 years of riding it, I still absolutely love getting on it and taking it out. Like the colour. Don't see that many white bikes around, so yeah, that's a bike. And anyone who's thinking of buying one, there's some good prices on them at the moment, so fully recommend it. And yeah, do me for a year or so yet. Let's sit down now and have a look at what I've paid for all the bits and pieces, see where it adds up to. Okay, let's get this started. We'll start with the most expensive item, which of course is the bike itself. Bought from Sigma Sports, as mentioned, on the 20th of the 7th, 2024. And I actually paid £4,250. It says on the paperwork 4150, but I had to put down a holding deposit just while it was on order. But £4,250 is a starting point. Actually bought this in prismatic white. Looked on the Sigma Sports website recently. They've got SL6 Gen 8s for sale, but the only white version they do now is not a prismatic white with the small logo that I've got. It's a different white, and they're sold out of that at the moment. That's presently selling, if they do get them back in stock, for £4,000. They do have other colours in stock. I think there's a reddish colour one. I think that's around about £3,800, £3,900. So that's a really good price in my opinion for a nice bike. So if you're in the market for an SL6 Gen 8, I think you're going to pick it up at a reasonable price. But 4,250. Let's carry on, see what else I've spent. So moving on to the second most expensive item, which was the wheel set, Zip 303 S Carbon tubeless wheels. Bought these again from Sigma Sports. They had them on sale for £1,200 for the set. Done an online search and found them elsewhere for £800, and Sigma price matched for me, so they actually charged me £795 for the wheels. The 11-speed cassette, they charged me £52.79. Centre lock disc brakes, rotors, £60. Pair of tyres, which was the Schroby Pro 1 Evo. Stands, no tubes, tyre sealant, and Shimano disc pads that I had changed at the same time. And that all came to £1,081.37. Next on the list was the handlebar set, from the two-part to the aero bars. Just going to run the quick video here just to show you the before and afters. But all in all, including the spacers, the Garmin mount, the bar tape, fitting, everything included, came to £601.90. Quite a lot of money really for something, you know, that is just purely cosmetic, but from the way I see it, it's money well spent. I actually loved it, and I think it looks a lot better than I thought it was going to look. So yeah, well pleased with that, even though I had to wait a long time just to get the bits and pieces together. So we're almost there, just two more items. Next on the list is Garmin Rally RK100 single-sided power meter pedals. Again, bought from Sigma Sports, and these cost me £424. And last but not least, it's the Specialized S-Works Power with Mirror saddle in black. This is 3D printed saddle. Paid £269.01 from Balf Spikes. I think I used some loyalty vouchers or loyalty discount on that one, so would have cost me a bit more. So £269.01. When I first got this saddle, I thought, oh, it's no different from the standard saddle that I got with the bike, and took it off after riding twice on it and put the original saddle back on, and that's when I really noticed the difference. So quickly swapped it back again, and it's been on the bike ever since. So just adding it all up, the bike cost me £4,250, wheel set and tyres £1,081.37, aero bars and fitting £601.90, Garmin power meter pedals £424, and the power saddle £269.01, totalling up to £6,626.28. So the important thing to remember here is, if I ever change the bike, I can take the saddle, the power meter pedals and the wheel set with me if I wanted to, so I wouldn't have to upgrade those again. So yeah, they're an interchangeable part. The only thing I would leave on the bike is the handlebars, because they are specifically now made with the spacers and everything else for the Trek Madone Gen 8. So that's the total of the bike. That's what it's cost me so far, £6,626.28. Lovely bike, like I say, I love the bike. Money well spent in my opinion. I could have got a more expensive bike in the first place, but again, I would have wanted to add the power meter pedals and change the saddle, not necessarily change the wheel set, because with the next step up in bike, you usually get a better wheel set anyway. But well pleased with the bike. Yeah, just get out on it tomorrow and enjoy it.